You're still watching this program this morning on ITV. It's our current affairs program, and we look at various issues. Just a while ago, Joseph Kadiri was looking at the Kankara. This time, the name sounds almost the same with the local government in Katsina State, where some schoolboys were kidnapped. Yesterday morning, Nigeria woke up to the sad news of about 42 persons, including students and teachers, were picked by unknown gunmen, or this time, even if you call them bandits or terrorists, they're still unknown gunmen because they come in, attack, and they leave. Up to this moment, we are yet to give the accurate numbers of students that were actually picked from those schools. It's a sad one, but we still hope that Nigerians, our security agents, will be up to their game to ensure that these students are returned back to classroom. Now, to look at other issues of national interest and the place of the youths in all issues, especially insecurity and unity in the country, I have the national president, national chairman of the Nigerian Youth Democratic Party, NYDP. He is in the person of Barry Johnson the First. Well, I asked him earlier why the first is attached to his name, but because of the program we shall be looking at, maybe it will take us through that name, Barry Johnson the First. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right, let's start with the adoption. How did you receive the news? Though earlier before you said it's like a movie now in Nigeria where we get to hear of adoption of school children. What's your take from the very beginning of this whole saga?
Well, I tell you, it's highly disappointing to see Nigeria witnessing situation of kidnapping of across the country and this and that. Definitely, if you look at the issues as they come, it is practical for you to understand that it is all a movie. Somebody is somewhere doing the scripting, and somebody is somewhere also doing the acting. It is a clear manifestation that this government is misplaced. In terms of security, we have seen that they are not capable enough, and because we cannot sit down and fold our arms and see our country continue to be destroyed by people who don't understand the rule of governance. Like I've said always, and I'll always say, my party, the Nigeria Youth Democratic Party,
I will advise Barry, we are not looking at political parties for now.
Yeah.
So I will just oblige you that we just stay on the topic of the discussion.
Okay.
Along the line, you tell us
All
what
right.
youths can do in political setting, but not as a party for now.
Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: it is a clear manifestation that a movie is being aired. Definitely, it should be because of the security votes somebody wants to defend as a governor or whosoever. It could be a kite. In all this, it's disappointing. Are you telling me that we're in a country where anybody can just walk into any school and take our children? Nigeria has grown into bastardization, and we cannot take it.
Well, Barry, let's look at this from another angle. At what point did we get it wrong? At what point do we get to this level that children are no longer safe in schools? I mean, we know from 2014 to this very period, after the kidnap of the Chibok girls, we expected that by now there should be more securities in school. Even when the former President Jonathan came up with the Save the School initiative, we are still having pockets of attacks in schools. There are some that we are not documented.
Yeah, sure.
So at what point did we get it to this level?
We got it wrong at the point when the wrong people are appointed for positions they don't know anything about. It is only in Nigeria that you can see a builder in the bank doing the work of a cashier, and a cashier is in the oil industry. So definitely, you see, there's something we talk about, round pegs in round holes. If you don't do this, it cannot work. Nigeria is in comatose. Nigeria is in shambles because the right thing is not done. You cannot expect any good thing from somebody who has no integrity in a situation to be where they are. Somebody is the Minister of Works and Housing and has no business to do with that. Don't know, how do you want him to perform? Until Nigeria starts appointing people or voting for people with integrity, voting for people with capacity to do. There's something called the willpower to do. Before you get into government, you say you do this, you do this, you do this. But when you get there, with the situation you have seen, you're handicapped. So we have to start working on the system. If Nigeria has a positive system, I don't think insecurity will be a problem. I see Nigeria outside this country as the best military, as the best police, as the best Air Force. If you're looking for the best military people in Africa, you can find them in our armed forces. But back home, there's a bottleneck. And what bottleneck is that? Providing opportunity for impunity. What is impunity? When the wrong people are given the privilege to serve. You know that this man has no capacity and you appoint him because he's related to you or because he's from your local government or your village.
We may not be able to substantiate this point of people who are put in authority are not capable of handling those situations. But in a situation whereby Nigerians keep calling for architectural restructuring when it comes to security, we saw that played out recently with the change of security chiefs, especially the high commands in the military. Now, let's look at strategies. What other strategies you think the government has not really employed to see that we address these issues? For instance, the last guest that left here said there are hardly securities in most of these government schools you see, the boarding schools that are in rural areas. Are we saying that it should remain like that if we have politicians with security attached to them, even down to their family members? Why can't we have such in our public schools?
Okay, now, there's something called National Guard in other countries of the world. A National Guard is created to provide security for its people. We can design that aspect of security and draft them to that perspective. Is there anything wrong to have a security in a school by government? Moreover, the cause of all this insecurity in Nigeria is caused by bad leadership. Because if the people, if the youths are working,
we still have in the studio Barry Johnson the First, the national chairman of Nigerian Youth Democratic Party, is still here with us in the house to look at issues of national unity as concerned the youth. Now, before we went on that very break, you were talking about the need for us to have special guards in schools.
They are called National Guards.
National Guards.
That is another opportunity to create jobs, employment for our youths. We could open it, train them, and draft them across the country. That will help. But we can see a government who is not interested in doing the right thing at the right time for the good of the people. Insecurity in Nigeria is enlarging on a daily basis because the government does not understand what it takes to lead.
All right, let's come back to the essence of why we're just looking at this issue. The youths, they form the bulk of the population of this country. Most people said the youths are idle. That's the reason why they go into crime and so many other things. If you take a look at this kidnapping and the rest of them, you observe that those who indulge in this kind of business are mainly youths. Now, why do we have such a scenario every time there are issues that are of maybe negative tie around the youth? Is it that we don't have policies to help our youths develop and become useful rather than associating them with crime?
On the issue of that, I think I can tell you very truthful about this, honestly, the reason why you can see crime all over Nigeria today is because of bad leadership. If the youths are in school, you will not find any of them committing any crime. If they are working, you won't find them do anything wrong. Practically, the Nigerian youth needs to be engaged with activities of nation building, not activities that gives them the opportunity to commit crime. Like I've said, most of the activities created by government at this time is not a helping factor to take the youths out of the streets.
So what should the government be doing to?
Government should liaise with people, with experts that can create jobs. Like, for example, the NYDP has a chat formula.
Now, we've seen various interventions programmed by the government, the social intervention programs by the government, like the Empower and the rest of them.
Yes.
Are you saying that this government has not really done enough to get the youth engaged?
Those are not proper lightouts to create jobs. And you can see it has not been able to be of benefit to anybody. All the time they've been shouting, empower, and this and that. Who has it benefited? Because it's not the right program for the youth. What the youth need is a supplementary appointment, supplementary employment that can give them the opportunity to sit down, get to school, get to little petty trading jobs and crafts. Nigerians across Africa are the greatest craft people. We have been able to hold our economy down with entertainment that government has not given a dime to. So why can't the government see entertainment as a yardstick? We have a country called Jamaica. The only thing they have is their music and their sugar cane. And they are exporting the music across the world. Have you ever had any wrongdoing by the youths of Jamaica? Because the government understands that this is what they have and they gave it back to the world. So Nigerian government should look at the entertainment sector, the tourism sector, where the youth can participate because of the talent given to them by God, before you now look at training. We are looking at the first entertainment university, where people can go to school as an artist. You are a graduate, you understand music to the highest level. You want to do comedy, you do it on the highest level. You want to do cosmetics, you want to be a model on the highest level. Our youths are bent on having the best craft knowledge in Africa. Why not harness it? We can see Jamaica is doing very well. Nigeria has the large land mass for it and the business. Even as little as this light in the studio, it's an entertainment factor. In the university, we can draft some people to learn how to make it. It's just the fact that the government is not serious. They don't understand what it takes to be in power. Anytime I want to talk about politics, our Nigerian media want to shy away from it. Even the media itself is suffering. I don't see any reason why the ITV and the AIT and the channels can't be giving government subvention. The CNN in the United States is giving government subvention, even if they have spoken wrongly against the government when the government is going wrong. You are a watchdog. There's nothing wrong in providing support for private broadcasting, because what the private broadcasting does, the government broadcast organization cannot do it. They have a bottleneck, they have a limit. You don't have a limit, because you have the opportunity to bring out the truth. That is why you are here. So we are appealing to government to understand that the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, the issue of banditry, the issue of Boko Haramism, the issue of thuggery, the issue of whatsoever juvenile delinquency we see today is embedded in bad leadership. And first and foremost, what the government is expected to do is to educate the Nigerian people. And that's why we are coming with the free and compulsory education. We want to see universities in our prisons. We want to see secondary schools built inside the prison. It is only in Nigeria and Africa you see somebody steals a telephone of 2 naira and goes to prison and stay for 6 months and come out from prison as a hardened criminal. Somebody who was hungry and stole food and at the end of the day landed in prison comes out and become a hardened criminal because there's no incentives in the prison for Nigerian youths.
All right, let's look at the national unity. We know of the NYC program, the essence of which it was actually created back then in 1974. These days, we keep having communal crises. We have interreligious kind of sentimental issues that are playing around insecurity for some time now. Let's look at that scheme. Has it been able to achieve its aim since its inauguration? Because we have people who leave their community to go and interface with other communities. You come back to your own town, and we don't have any story to tell. You see your brother from the north, you see your brother from the east, and yet we are not seeing that unity we need among us, despite this program that government put in place to ensure that people interchange to learn from each other's culture. How do we, what's the essence of that program? Has it achieved its aim?
For me and for the group I belong, the NYDP, we confirmed that we did a little research on the youth, finding a way out to provide serious unity for Nigeria. And we confirmed that that scheme is outdated, is ancient. We have to revisit how it was created, why it's created, and a future agenda for it. Because we confirmed that a lot of people go out there, get their names changed because they are going to Zamfara State and they are from Lagos State. They don't want to go to any place where there is insurgency. You will not be happy to send your child to the NYSC, to Borno State where there is fight, where there is kidnapping, or Katsina State or Zamfara State. Nobody will be happy to send their person there. So definitely, until we'll put pen on paper to draft out a review of the NYC card, I don't think we'll achieve anything. For me, the 2 weeks is too small for me to synergize with anybody. That is not from my place. I am from Delta State. It will take me not more than 2 days to familiarize with somebody from Delta because our culture is almost the same. But somebody from Delta going to Borno State for NYSC for 2 weeks, and you think that 2 weeks can create the synergy for unity, you are making a big mistake. 2 weeks is too small. At least 3 months. Let them stay together for 3 months with serious activity, and we'll get there. There's something called love for country. Nigerians don't have love for country, and that is what we are preaching. If you have love for country, you will not take money that is not for you. If you have love for country, you will not carry pensions money and put in your personal account for it to yield. If you have love for country, as the Minister of Roads and Transport and whatsoever, you do your job. If you have love for country, as the National Assembly leader, you will not say anything the president brings, you will stand. As somebody who has love for country, you will not be opportune. You will not be given the opportunity to say you are a rubber stamp National Assembly. As a governor, you have love for your country. The right things will be done. There are some legislators in Delta State who had a constituency project signed and approved by their offices. And if you get back to where they have executed the project, you see their names on it. It is wrong. It is not your money. It is the money of the government. So your name should not be on any constituency project. It's not your personal money. You are only opportune to be voted to represent the people. So why is your name on the project? That is not love for country. If you have love for country, as a minister on the way, the lights, the traffic light said stop. You need to stop. That is a basic law, love for country. But you see them beating the lights, nobody is even there to even arrest them or even to book them. So you see the business of governance in Nigeria and the present administration have given Nigerians to even commit crime. The laws of Nigeria gives us the opportunity to even offend it.
Well, let's just leave it at that for now. As we round up this program, there are other issues. Maybe subsequently we may have you back in the studio. Youth participation in politics. You've mentioned so many, some of the factors you feel that the administration is not doing well. Yeah. Now, how do you think youths can now come into the hem of affairs to see that we address this thing? Is it not time for us to have youths at that level, for us to now have these things you've been demanding for?
Well, on that perspective, I think the youths are awoken at the moment. We are very, very aware of what's happening. You can see that we have a lot of youth political parties springing up from everywhere in the country. That shows that we are aware, we are abreast of what is happening. Like my own NYDP, you can see that we have decided to move the ballots forward by making sure that we come out on election day, we mobilize ourselves instead of going to the streets.
Mr. Barry, I hope after this program you may be seeing us outside for try to promote your party. We're actually not looking at your party for now. We're just looking at issues that have to do with youths and unity in the country.
But you know that definitely, as a national chairman of a youth political party, you're asking me a question of how the youths want to participate. There's no way I can talk on the basis of the capacity of an individual. I speak for my party, and I think anything I say has to do with my party. And I'm telling you now that the Nigerian youths are ready to come out to defend their votes on election day. The Nigerian youths are static right now on the ballot. We have decided to even preach the gospel of unity by obeying government activities, government instructions like the Lekki toll gate issue. We came out and we told the world that we are not in support of any Nigerian youth who will go out there and violate the laws of government. We want to see a Nigerian youth who understands what it takes to be a citizen. We want to see a Nigerian youth who is ready to do the needful. What is the needful? Government has already provided opportunity for us to participate in the electioneering process. And we have already started by going for our registration, and we already started by going around doing awareness, and immediately the calendar comes out for the electioneering process for 2023. We are going to come out like bees to perform our duty as citizens of Nigeria in a calm level, instead of moving to the street and protesting against people who died on Lekki toll gate. Go to the ballot and protest by voting your candidate, your preferred candidate. For us, it's not about the age. The age has nothing to do with the reformation of Nigeria. And the NYDP is not about any individual.
We have to end this discussion here. Barry Johnson, the discussion has been a very fruitful one. We looked at so many issues, insecurity and youth participation in politics. Until then, stay glued to ITV and enjoy the rest of our programs.